So welcome to our IceTime.TV tradition of going transatlantic with Devils player coach Andrew Lord. Andrew, how are you? Good to see you.
I'm good, thanks. Yeah, it's been good lately.
The last time, we spoke a little while ago, and you'd had a trying week or so with Zach Avato and Ryan Russell dropping out of the Devils roster and plans for the season. But this week, some positive news for Cardiff Devils fans. Another stellar signing. Lane Ulmer is joining the club.
Yeah, thrilled, absolutely thrilled about this one. We looked at him a little bit earlier in the summer, but we were obviously very keen on Rusty and what he brought, last season and what we thought he'd bring going forward. But feel this is an unbelievable replacement. Great guy, veteran player. He's won 4 championships in Italy. He played in the American leagues. He played a game in the NHL. He has obviously great experience all over the place. The character references are through the roof on this guy. I believe he's going to be a leader for us. And the other huge one is that he's played with Sean Bentivolio the last I think it's 5-6 seasons now. So that chemistry, it will be huge for us, and that's hard to find. And we all know that this league championships, a lot of big part of it's won early on in the season. You can't take too long to get going, and it's nice knowing that that will be there if we want it to be.
I was going to ask, because I'm guessing you watched the game tapes and the videos, and in Asiago was Ulmer the centre for Bentivolio, and what did Bentivolio have to say about your latest addition?
Yeah, they've played together for a long time, and pretty fun watching those clips. He's a big body. He gets around pretty good for a big guy. His vision's great. He reads the game very well. Good two-way. Very responsible defensively as well. And he's magic around the net. In that grade A scoring area, he's great. Seen a number of goals where Sean sets him up, and he's got a great touch, and he's a big body with that frame, and he's tough to handle in that scoring area. And I think it's a really exciting piece of the puzzle here. And I think when you look at him at center, and you look at what we have down the middle now, I think it's very, very exciting.
Now, I'm not looking to put words in your mouth, and you haven't said this to me directly, but kind of talking to you, interviewing you, speaking to Jamie Elson, I got the impression that sometimes you thought that Joey Martin perhaps had to carry the load a little bit. Is this guy someone who can take a little bit of the burden off Joey Martin and give you that 1-2 punch at centre ice?
Absolutely. We looked at it hard this summer, and we felt that second line or first line center position, just another guy. We really wrote it down as Marty too, and not to make Marty's head too big, but he's not exactly the same type of player as Marty, but he does bring that offensive upside. He brings a solid two-way game. He's a big body. He ticks so many boxes, and whenever you're going to have two guys like that, I think that's going to be very, very difficult for other teams to manage, especially as we've seen in the past when we go on the road and other teams start getting their matchups because they have last change, and they start stifling Marty a little bit, and they're throwing the kitchen sink at him and making it very difficult on that line. It will be nice, and I'm very, very excited about that. And I think as an organization, we're just thrilled with this piece.
Was at the start of the summer, coming off the successful season last year, but ultimately losing out on a league title and the playoffs and the Challenge Cup, was one of the boxes to tick, getting a little bit more scoring depth? Because you look at the signings like Azalin, we spoke with Sean Bentivolio, couldn't think of his name there for a moment, Sean Bentivolio, and now with Ulmer, you add into that, Doucette, who's already here, Joey Martin. It looks like there's an abundance of scoring depth now for the Cardiff Devils. Was that something that you and Neil Francis, Jamie Elson, and Todd Kelman really sat down and wanted to address?
Absolutely. I mean, I think we had some high end power last year as well, but let's face the facts. it's no longer, hockey or this league is no longer a one-line league with a second line that can help out a bit. It's depth. It's having three or four lines that can all contribute. And if you look around the league, there's so many good, high-quality players now. You even look back in the NHL. That's really how it is now. Everyone can play. Everyone can contribute. And yeah, we definitely wanted. It was a bit of a little bit more firepower, and it was also some more big game players, some guys that have been there before, that have won championships, that are going to rise up when the moment comes, because we know some of those games are going to be huge down the stretch, and they come fast and they come frequently, especially in January, February, and March. And I have a firm belief that the group we have right now is going to be able to handle those pressures and that that big game atmosphere.
Our very first interview of the summer, at the end of the season when we were in the Devils locker room, I did ask you about veteran leadership and whether the little bit of the slump that happened in February, March last season when Tyson Marsh was out injured, and maybe you had to carry the load a little bit as veteran experience there, whether you were looking to bring more veterans in. Obviously, we look at Alma, he's 35, Bentavolio is 30, Mark Lewis is 29, and as you say, these guys have won everywhere they've been. Was that conscious as well, that you wanted a little bit more veteran leadership on this team?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's not to take anything away from the past team, because we had a ton of returning guys, but for whatever reason, I think we just faltered a little bit when the times got tough, and the games came more frequently, and we were banged up with injuries. And I look at this group now, and we've added guys like Aslan, Bentavolio, Ulmer. They've all won. They've all won multiple trophies. They can all produce. They all have produced. You look at some of their tapes, at some of the big goals they've scored to win championships and whatnot, and I think it's huge. And fingers crossed they keep doing it for us, and we can lift some hardware.
So how does this work now? Because you've got one more slot to fill, and we see you interviewed every week, and you've got the lovely ornaments and pictures behind you. Is there a board? Is there a board somewhere off camera where you've got your lines for pre-season already worked out? We see the guys on the forum, they're playing the guessing games. Do you know at the moment what sort of units you want to go with in that first pre-season game?
I got some very good ideas. Yeah, as far as the board, I don't have a board. I do everything on the computer. I guess technology, my penmanship has just gone down. I can barely write anymore, but everything's on spreadsheets. Excel and Word get quite the workout for sure. But yeah, there's a lot of options. I'm really excited about the training camp. I just feel every year it's been such a rush, and this year we have some time. We can break the guys in slower. We don't need to throw a ton of information at them every single day. We can build and we can build and we can build. Obviously we want to be competitive. We want to have some great games there in front of our home crowd. But at the same time, that preseason, we want to learn. We want to gel as a team. We want to get better, and we want to find our identity. So come September, we're ready to rock. And yeah, I think it'll be good. I think we can mix and match and try a lot of things, and it's a good problem to have with how many good quality players we have that can play in all different positions and all different roles.
Now I've got to ask you for some tips, because you must have the best sales pitch in the league with Todd Kelman, hanging on to those purse strings, and all these guys you're bringing in, they're top end players, and I understand they're married and bringing the families over. Todd Kelman must be pulling his hair out right now, isn't he?
Yeah, I don't know if Todd likes me all that much at times, but to be fair, yeah, our budget's a bit bigger, but at the same time, we've worked very, very hard. Again, we don't just go out and pick a high end guy and throw crazy money at them. These guys want to come to Cardiff just as much as we want them here. And we're selling so many players right now on the lifestyle perspective. The city, the fan base, the new arena, the culture of our team, the culture of the ownership group, what our office staff is like. And it just ticks so many boxes. And a lot of these players, they've made money over their careers, fortunately. And, not to say that money's not important to them, but they want to go to a place where, they can really enjoy their time, where they're treated great, and they can also go and try to win championships. And I think, we've worked very hard to bring that in on a budget that is manageable for that side of things, because that's vitally important to me as well. I don't want to just be one of those guys that blows it sky high, because I don't think that's good for anybody. But yeah, we're in a good situation, and at the same time extremely fortunate with the ownership group we have to give us the stability that we currently have. It is huge, and very, very lucky for myself, the fans, and everyone involved with the Devils organization.
So just finally, you've been enjoying home cooking for a while now. Are we seeing you back in Cardiff pretty soon?
I'll be back very soon. Yeah, starting to pack the bags here, getting ready. We've had a few little upgrades to the room. The guys have been working hard back there, and I'm thrilled to have a full season in that new rink. And it's going to be a great training camp. And yeah, it's time to get going now.
Well, as ever, Andrew, thank you for your time. More exciting news for Cardiff Devils fans, and hopefully we'll catch up with you really soon.
Awesome, sounds good.
Thanks a lot, Andrew.